Hey, welcome. Happy Friday. This is Voice and Robotics. Today is the start of a 3-day weekend for a lot of people here in the U.S. So, if you're here in the U.S., congrats on making it this far. Um, and hope you have a great weekend. It's going to be good weather. I'm down in Texas. My name is Jeff Nunn. I live in Texas, work for a team in Seattle. So I'm excited for a sunny weekend. I don't know how my Seattle sisters and brothers are doing, but hopefully it's sunny there too, and everyone has a great weekend wherever you are. All right, we're gonna get started. We are playing with a deep racer. So if you don't know about the deep racer, this is the deep racer. It's a 1/18th scale remote controlled car. We've done some virtual remote controlled vehicles before with this simulator called Carla. This particular one will be a real one we'll get to have fun with. So we'll make this into an autonomous vehicle that we can control. We'll let it run autonomously or control it with Alexa. This one has a LiDAR on it. It has two cameras, so you have stereo vision, so it can estimate depth. And those two things right there are really going to help us let this car drive where we want it to go to navigate different places. We've done one different thing with this, and I've added, so last week or 2 weeks ago on this stream, we added a Raspberry Pi to it. So I drilled two small holes here. These mounting posts fit perfectly there. I've got a little sway to it, and there's a little bit of room on the bottom to add maybe a third mounting post on one of these corners. So I'll figure that out. Maybe I have to get some 3D printing going, which I have not done before. But this has a microphone on it, and this has the Alexa SDK built into it, this Raspberry Pi. Let me paste that SDK so you can have it if you need it, just in case you want to follow along at home. So AVS SDK Raspberry Pi is a good search query. And this is all I did. I went through this post and set this up. All right, so that's that. We're not going to mess with Raspberry Pi today. Raspberry Pi is great for, I actually don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. We're going to use it for some display things maybe. I've got a little Sense hat. I've got a display, like a small LCD we could throw on here. I'm not sure what we'll do with that yet. Mostly we'll control the car through an Alexa device. And we'll tell it to go places or to send us pictures of what it's seeing, things like that. So last time we worked on this, we started installing Greengrass. So Greengrass is important for us. IoT is important for us. So we're going to use the AWS IoT service to pass messages between an Alexa device and the Deep Racer. So we can use, we'll build an Alexa skill probably on the third part of this series. We'll build an Alexa skill that accepts inputs, things like turn left, turn right, go straight. Maybe we get a little crazy and say, drive down the sidewalk, things like that. But we need a way for those messages to get passed from Alexa to the device. And AWS IoT is the way to do that. So if you followed the stream before, we've done this with a Roomba, a little vacuum cleaner, remote controlled, or a autonomous vacuum cleaner. We did the same thing on that. This one is going to use a little bit different technology called Greengrass. So Greengrass will give us the ability to run functions at the edge. So we'll have compute functions. We'll have some different connectors on the Raspberry or on the Deep Racer that will let us receive messages and do things with it. And it'll be bidirectional. So we can receive messages, we can send messages, we'll have lots of fun with that. But we got to get there first. So Module 2 is where we're starting. Let's go through this. So Module 2, we're going to install Greengrass and test it out. I've already got it installed in here. I'm going to run through it again just to make sure that if you're following along at home, you can watch someone do it. And if I get stuck, I'll get past the problems and you can get past the problems too. So let's open the console, which I've already got open here. In fact, let's get us some room to work. There we go. How do we get rid of this little guy? Right here? All right, I think we're set up now. Okay, if you have questions as we go along, post them in chat. I'm happy to answer them. If you have questions in general about AWS or about devices, smart devices, smart home products from Alexa, if you're building one, you have any questions, let me know. We'll see if we can get those answered in the meantime. Some of this, I think, will be us, waiting around for a few things to install, but we'll see. All right, so required hardware, it says, oh, this is the wrong kit. I don't want this kit. Where's our console? Module 2. This is the one I want. All right. This does talk about different hardware that you can use. It does not mention Deep Racer because it's not really expecting you to install it on Deep Racer, but it works because Deep Racer just runs Ubuntu on its compute hard drive. So it'll work fine. So let's go here to Greengrass, which I thought I had, but let's go Greengrass right here. All right. Green grass. We've done this. Create a group. So let's create a group. And I think we're going to use default. Yeah, if we're not getting this prompt right here, so we will use default creation. That's good. Give it a memorable name. We will call this. They call it my first group. We're going to call it Alexa Racer Group. So yeah, every group needs a core. It'll create a core for us too. This will let us have a fleet of deep racers or a fleet of devices if we wanted. So they don't all have to be deep racers. They could be a deep racer. It could be a Roomba. Maybe we will have some kind of extra device in here, extra, autonomous vehicle we can use. All right, let's make sure all these are good, and we say create group and core. All right. All right, so it gives us a tar GZ. Let's grab that file. We need this root CA. We can skip. Choose a root CA for now. We'll skip. After you've downloaded it, click finish. And there's our Alexa Racer group. Let's go to it. All right, cool. So from the download the AWS IoT Greengrass core. So let me show you this. I've done this part already. This is for downloading it onto the Alexa Racer. So what I did is went to right here, this 64-bit version, and downloaded it onto the Alexa Racer. So this part I've done already. I'll show you how to do it just if you want to see. Copy the link address. You'll SSH into your Alexa Racer. So let's do that now. And we can do a, let's see if it's still here. It might still be here. Well, we can just do this curl. Let's see, wget-o. Is that the output? Wget-o, and we'll call it, what's the file name? Greengrass Linux. I've already done this, but let me make sure. Yeah, Greengrass Linux. So we'll do the same thing. Let's go to the temp directory just so I don't overwrite that one. Wget-o, and then we'll say Greengrass Linux x86. I don't think I need all this fun stuff, so we'll just say tar.gz. And then we will paste this link that we copied from here. Somehow. Maybe I didn't copy it. Copy link address and paste. Did I lose? Okay, we're still over there. Awesome. So once you do that, you just unzip it and off you go. So this part's easy. We're going to skip this part because I've already done it. So now that we're done, we're going to go to this. All right, so we've created a group and we've created a core. We've downloaded the software for the device. And we're going to, let's make sure that I'm not skipping anything. Module 2, create this. We did that. Okay, here we go. So in the previous steps, we downloaded 2 files. So here's one. And we downloaded the OS architecture. We did that. So let's get this GZ file here over to the device. So how can I do this? Let's go to terminal. We're going to use SCP. Can I use SCP from Windows? All right. Went to Windows. So SCP downloads, what was it called? 8B8. This right here, this file. That to, we're going to say deep racer at 192.168.86. This is the IP address of the deep racer. So we're just copying it here. We'll copy it to, let's go back into SSH. We're going to copy it to this directory right here. So home deep racer. So home deep racer. That was quick. And let's just see if we have it. So we have 8B8 right there. Good. All right. So I'm going to get rid of the first attempt, the first try I did was this FFC one. I'm going to erase that one just so there's no confusion. There we go. All right. So we have the 2 files. This greengrass architecture, I've already done this one, so I'm not going to do this again. But what you do, when this unzips here, it creates a greengrass folder in your root. So if I do greengrass, it creates that folder for you. I'm skipping that step because I've already done it. This step I have not done. So let's do this. Tar, we'll do sudo tar, xzvf, and 8b8. Alright, so we search directory and a config file. Let's go to the search directory and make sure. Alright. I just want to make sure it didn't keep any from the old one. Looks good. Alright, so we did that. Oh no, we didn't. We did it to the wrong spot. So we need to do this -c flag, and I did not do that. So that means there should be a ls greengrass certs directory here. There is. I'm going to remove that. -r greengrass certs. Okay. Now let's do this tar xvf to the right directory. -c greengrass. Alright, so now we have that ls greengrass certs. Can you see that screen okay? Alright. That looks good. We're missing this readme file, this rootca file, but we'll set those up in a second. Make sure your core device is connected to the internet, which it is. I just did a ping to check. Let's go to the directory, cd greengrass certs. Let's use this wget. This gets the root certificate. So what this is, what's happening here in this, all these steps is, these certificates right here are important to live on the device you want to communicate with. So in our Roomba, for example, we had to manually copy these to a Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi was hooked up to the Roomba, but the Raspberry Pi communicated with AWS IoT. In this case, the deep racer is connecting to AWS IoT. The only way it can connect to it is if it has certificates on it that say, here is who I am and here is what I'm allowed to do, and I can prove it by having these certificates. All right, so we have that. We have the certificates on there. We have the rootca. Oh, the root. It is 3588. Someone remember that for me. I might need that. Can we do this? ps aux grep 3588. Okay. We do see that. We're good. So we're done with Module 2. Let's go on to Module 3. Lambda functions for AWS IoT. So this module will show us how to make a Lambda function that sends MQTT messages. We've used it before. If you haven't seen that, MQTT lets us subscribe or use PubSub, so publish and subscribe. What are we calling that? A methodology to communicate between devices. So in our case, we can communicate between different deep racers, or between the AWS console and deep racer. We'll go from there. Hey, what's up, W. Giorgio? Thanks for joining. Welcome. Let's see. Module 3 takes 30 minutes. We've got time to do that. Let's go for it. Create and package a Lambda function. So this part is cool. And I had not done this before this project, but this will let you create Lambda functions that live on devices. So we will have a Lambda function that lives on this deep racer. We can edit it with Lambda, deploy it with Greengrass, and it goes here. So it's a really good way for us to kind of move files around. If we had a lot of devices, let's say you had 1 million devices. You're a smart home manufacturer. You're making locks, smart locks, or smart ovens. You can deploy functions to your edge through Greengrass, through your edge devices. All right, so download the core. We've done, I think we've done all this stuff, but from the AWS IoT Greengrass core SDK page, download the blah for your computer. All right, let's go download this. Yeah, exchange messages with core with connectors, devices, other Lambda functions. The shadow service is cool too. If you haven't used shadow service, shadow is just a state service. You can think of it that way. And we could say, like in this case, set the shadow state of LiDAR is off. And if we want to update that state, we could set it to on. And when the deep racer checks back in, it would be able to see that its state had changed and it needed to change the LiDAR back to on. So it's really good for devices if you lose connectivity at times. Good for updating things using a shadow state. All right, so we need this one for Python here. Let's grab this one. It's a GitHub repo. So let's go. We have to do this on our computer, which means we need a new tab. How do we create a new tab in... Why do we need it on our computer, though? Let me see why we need this. What is the why here? Oh, we're going to create a deployment package. Okay, so let's do this from Windows Terminal. So let's go D. Let's make a new one called Alexa Racer if I don't have it already. All right. Looks like my stream is frozen. I don't know if it has or not. Git clone. Alright, we're cloning this. And what do we need to do once we get it? So we've got this download. We unzip it. Nope. Wait, have we unzipped it yet? Oh, we didn't download a zip file. Alright. Let's go to this AWS Solution Examples directory. Hello World. Alright, Greengrass Hello World. Copy the Greengrass SDK folder into Hello World. Alright, so where's the Greengrass SDK sample? So CP Greengrass SDK to examples, Hello World. Let's just make sure it's there. Alright, cool. And then to create a deployment package, we did that, and we need to zip this together. Can we do this in Windows? Zip is not a term. Can we open from here? How do you open a, let's see. Oh, I don't want that. I guess I can just do it the old-fashioned way. You know, W. Giorgio says, when are you going to stream on your channel? I've got things to stream. I really do. I have lots to stream that I want to stream. I've been busy on a new work project. There's two work things happening. One is, do you know about Voice Conference 2020? So I'm working on a demo for that. Voice Summit, not Voice Conference. So I'm working on a demo for that. There we go. Promotion. I don't know what their website is. And then I've got another project at work I'm working on. So yeah, work is interfering with my fun personal time when it comes to streaming. But I will get back to it. I've got two projects I want to finish on stream. Alright, let's go back to this. So if I go to D, Alexa Racer, this, examples, Hello World. We need to zip these two dudes together, add to archive. We'll call it hello world.zip. That's fine. I mean, this part is so much easier on a Mac. If we just had like native zip capabilities in Windows, wouldn't life be a little better? All right. So now we have to open the Lambda console and create a new function. Let's do that over here. W. Giorgio, you've been streaming. You started something new. I saw. What was your go live yesterday? Don't tell me. I'm gonna guess it. You were gonna stream on. Oh man, it actually looked good too, and I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't a game. It was some kind of. Or was it a game? Yeah, you better tell me, W. Giorgio. I forgot. Yeah, I'm gonna finish on mine. I'll finish up. I need to finish Enemy Unknown, which is an Alexa choose your own adventure game, if you remember those from the 80s. And my second thing I'm working on is Tradables, which is a way for people to trade Twitch stock. Playing Marvel Avengers. Do you have that copy on PS4? I thought it was something else, though. That doesn't ring a bell, but that would be fun to watch, too. All right, we're going to call this Greengrass Hello World. And we'll call Python 3.7. I wonder if we can use Python 3.8. I'm just going to go with the basics for now, but that might be interesting. For permissions, keep the default setting and click Create Function. Alright, so then we're going to upload Hello World Python. That makes sense. And then we're going to change a few basic settings. So let's upload some code here. I wonder if you can see this. Yeah, barely. Marvel Avengers on PC. Alexa Racer, examples, Hello World, and the zip is right here. And we're going to upload that. So I've noticed this. I don't know if this is a new UI feature or not. And I've noticed this a few times now. But people reached out and said, I'm trying to upload a function and it's stuck. And it's just loading and loading and loading. And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, you're right. It is loading. And then I realized there is no such thing as Lambda function here. So it's not going to ever load. This will spin forever. So you can close that if you see it. And the reason it's trying to load Lambda function is because that's the default. So if you go to your settings, you can change that right here. This is the file name. And this is telling us the same thing. So change it to green grass hello world. That's how we fix that. And let's see if everything else is good. Click save. Okay. So we keep the default settings there. Test doesn't work on this one. All right. So actions, publish new version. Version description, we'll put first version. Publish. Create an alias. Greengrass groups can reference a Lambda function by alias recommended or by version. Using an alias makes it easier to manage code updates. Okay, so we'll make it with an alias. So actions, create alias. Name is going to be this. I don't care about description and version 1. All right. And it doesn't support aliases for latest versions. All right, that's the default is latest. All right, so we did that. We copied those steps. Everything looks good there. W. Giorgio, I'm still streaming D&D on Wednesdays and doing Powers 2.0 and Sunday. Oh, 2.0 already. That's really good. And D&D Master Skill on Tuesday. Okay, so maybe it was Marvel Avengers. I watched someone stream that this morning. It looks pretty good. I like the 4-player multiplayer too. All right, we've got Lambda. Let's see, configure this for IoT Greengrass. So now we've got Lambda. We want Greengrass to be able to invoke it. So we're going to go back to the IoT console. And let's close this little guy. All right, under Greengrass, choose groups. Where's that? Oh, we're in groups probably. Alexa Racer group. On the configuration, choose lambdas and then add lambda. Okay. Use an existing, that makes sense. We want, what do we call it? Green grass something? Green grass hello world. Next. And we want alias this guy right here. And then edit configuration. Do we have to hit next somewhere first? Maybe we hit finish. Okay. Edit configuration. And we're going to set the timeout to 25 seconds. And for Lambda lifecycle, make it a long-lived. So we'll make this long-lived. So that starts automatically after this. Okay, so Greengrass is running on the Deep Racer. This will be a long-lived function that will always run instead of having to be invoked on demand. All right, keep all of the others as defaults. All right, so I think we did everything right there. Let's hit save. Or we hit update maybe. Okay, so that's set. On your group configuration page, so let's go back to groups. Let's go back to Alexa Racer. Configuration page, choose subscriptions, and then add your first subscription. So what is a subscription? Oh, this lets us pass the messages between our devices. All right, so source. Select lambdas, Greengrass Hello World. For target, select service IoT cloud, and then next. For topic, hello/world. All right, topics work. You can have a lot of topics. I don't know if there's even a limit to the number of topics. But for this device, we would have topics. We will have topics for LiDAR, for camera, maybe camera 1, camera 2, if not the camera group. We'll have topics for each wheel. So what we'll do with each of these is say, we'll publish messages to things like the LiDAR, turn LiDAR on and off. We could receive messages from things like each wheel. Tell me the wheel speed for these wheels, or show me the cameras. This is we'll have a camera topic that lets us get the feed, and then we'll show that feed on the Alexa screen. So we'll have an Alexa screen to say, show me what Deep Racer sees. I wonder if I can show you this real quick. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. deepracer.aws. Let's see if this works. Okay. 192.168.86.43. All right, I was trying to get to, there's a console page where you can see the cameras in a web page, but I'm not sure how to get to that yet. That's all right. Or up on this machine. All right, so let's make sure I did everything right. I got Hello World. We did that. Choose Finish. Configure the group logging settings. So on the group configuration page, choose Settings. So where am I going to find settings here? This is the group. Oh, it's a function. Here we go. Oh, we didn't hit Next yet. Choose Next and choose Finish. Okay, so that looks good. And then what did it say to go to next? The logging. So we're going to go Settings. Local logs configuration. Choose Edit. Local logs. Edit. Add another log type. These are lambdas and green grass. And then update. Then we're going to click, keep the default settings there and click save. All right, we're going to use this to troubleshoot. And I needed this. The first time I set this up, it was not sending messages back and forth. So I had to troubleshoot and figure that out. And where I messed up was somewhere in this stage where you set up the target and the source. Yeah, this stage. But I was able to find that through the logs. So if we have another problem, I'll show you where the logs are, and then that will help you. I'll show you where they are anyway. Let me show you that now just so you'll have it. So if we go back to the device, which is in the Ubuntu tab. So if we go to, let's see. It's Greengrass, and then it's GGC. I don't think it's going to let us go into this directory, so we'll have to sudo su dash log in as sudo user, as the root user, and then we're going to go to cd greengrass ggc var, and there's a log directory here, so we'll go to log system. Here we go, and then you can tail dash f runtime log, and this will show us what's happening. All right, so those are old log files from actually it's still running. That's once we deploy the package, that'll change a little bit. Okay, so where do we get stuck? Or not stuck, where do we leave off? Right here, we're good. Deploy cloud configurations to a core device. So let's make sure that this is running, and it should be because we haven't really done anything to stop it from running, but let's make sure. Let's go ahead and get away from the root user too. I don't think that, there it goes. Didn't think that paste was working. All right, we're running there. The daemon is started. So AWS IoT console, go to actions and deploy. This is where you deploy. So this function we created here and all the settings we made for it, it's all great, but it doesn't do anything until you deploy it. So we need to go to the group configuration page and then actions. Where is actions? Right here. Deploy. And this will tell us to do automatic detection. So we want it to automatically detect any endpoints that we have. So any number of devices that we have in this group. Started the deployment. All right. If we go to deployments, we should be able to see this pending and then started and finally complete. And I've seen like it take anywhere. Yeah, look how fast that was. Oh, it's not done yet. Let's see how long it takes. So 11:32. I've seen it go like within a minute to a couple of minutes, and then when it didn't work, this thing just said in progress forever. So one of my problems was I didn't have this part started yet. The daemon wasn't started. The second problem was something with the source and the target. But we should see green here soon. I'm going to refresh and see if we see it yet. All right, not yet. Let's go on to the next page, though, in the meantime. So this is verified the Lambda function is running. So it told us it would take 32 minutes. We're gonna beat that time. And then we'll go on to, we'll see if we can start Module 3, Part 2. Oh, maybe the whole thing. Maybe all of Module 3 takes 30 minutes. This is blocking us right now. Still says in progress. I'm not going to get worried about it yet. I'll give it, if it takes another minute, maybe 2, I'll start to get a little worried that we did something wrong. But we'll find out. All right, so the next thing is we're going to push to a topic. So we're going to subscribe to a topic first. Then the device itself is going to be continually pushing. Let me show you that code. So in this code, it just does some imports for Python, and then this greengrass hello world run is a method, and it gets started here, and it just loops, keeps doing it over and over every 5 seconds right here. So what it's doing is first saying it's looking for this thing called my platform. I had to look and see what this was because I haven't seen this function before. But all platform does is tells you what the platform is that you're running. It's kind of a useless thing for this. I don't know why they used it, but import platform, and I can just say platform plat. Ugh. So it tells me I'm running Linux. Why is that important? It's really not. So it just says, if we get a platform here, then we're going to publish this message, and we're going to say, hello world sent from this running on platform X. If we don't have a platform, it's still going to publish the message. It just won't say it's running from platform X. I don't know why that's important and why we need to know that. Maybe it is important. Maybe if you have different devices. So we're just thinking about, or I'm just thinking about one device, which is this Deep Racer. But if you had a lot of devices listening to one topic, then it would be important. I think something better to do would be like an endpoint ID, to grab an endpoint ID and say, here's a published message from this particular device. This would actually be cool. So if you're running a subscriber and you're getting these messages back, these hello worlds, and we had a lot of devices, we'd see it running from different platforms. Maybe it is cool. I'll retract my statement. Okay, still deploying, which is really weird. So why would it still be deploying? We're trying to deploy to, let's see, Alexa Racer Group. What would be stopping it from deploying to Alexa Racer Group? If we go back to our root, and we go to, we did Greengrass device setup. That worked. It's possible that the old configuration I had is interfering somehow. I'm going to bring this config.json to a hidden window real quick to make sure there's nothing, no secret sauce here. All right, it all looks good. So this 8b8, that was the right one, right? This is the thing we downloaded. Let's go back to our downloads folder. 8b8, okay. So that looks good. Alexa Racer Group. Alexa Racer Group, that looks good. Those are not going to change, that's fine. This is good, this is good, this is good, that's good. All that looks good. Let's just make sure that these files exist. So if we go to this, can we look for this? ls green grass certs. There's 8b8 private, cert, public, and root. So those are all good. Everything looks fine in this config. So I'm not too worried about that now. Maybe it's just taking time to deploy this. Does this give us any diagnostic info? Well, this is good. We're going to figure this out together. All right, so deployments, we've created one that started at 11:32. It's been 5 minutes. It should have happened by now. And unfortunately, there are no logs for this that I know of. The daemon is running. If we go to our device, I know it's running. So what else could be the problem? Subscriptions, Hello World, cores. I don't think there's anything there we have to worry about. Devices, we don't need a device. Lambdas, we have Greengrass Hello World. This looks good. We saved this, right? I mean, I don't think we really had... Maybe we did have to. Maybe I never saved that. Because we changed the... How do we get this pane to open up? We changed one thing. Remember, we changed... where was it? We have to close this... We changed the configuration. But unfortunately, I don't see where that is right now. Here we go, basic settings. We saved this, but we did that, but we never saved it. That's probably what the problem is. So let's go back to our deployments, which is this. Let's do a deploy again. Redeploy this version. Oh, do we need to create a new version? I don't know. If we have to, we'll create a new version of the Lambda function. Remember how we created this alias up here? So I wonder if we have to do the same thing. I don't think we have to. But we'll give this a minute or two to deploy, and then we'll see what happens. So started, pending. Let's see what happens. But really, it should have deployed. Either one of the first one should have deployed regardless of if our Lambda function was saved or not. All right. This is why we call it live coding, because this part usually happens to everyone. And I think live coding is pretty cool because I'm definitely not an expert, but I work for Amazon and and I've worked for AWS, so I should know this better than most people. And so if I'm having trouble with it, then I can assume other people have trouble with it too. Why are you still in progress? So how do we see, let's see. Let's go Greengrass deployment stuck in progress. Create a new core, then add a known working Lambda, kill and restart the daemon, and to redeploy. Okay. So kill the group, start over, just wipe out the group. Let's restart the daemon and see if that helps. So, all right, how do we do that? We go to Greengrass. What do we go to? GGC? Core? Where's that daemon at? PS grep Greengrass GGC packages Greengrass GGC. Let's look at this. Brute force. Let's see if anyone else. For me, the deployment stuck because permissions in the policy. I'm not using that, or EC2. The policy attached was bare. I don't have a policy, but I don't remember any step in here telling us to make a policy either. So let's go check configure. Start. Let's go to start. There we go. Let's go restart this. And what do we need next? Greengrass D start. Sudo greengrass D stop first. Joe Mo Code is here. What's happening, Joe? We're having fun in air quotes with Greengrass issues. So we're gonna see why our deployment's not working. We're trying to deploy a Lambda function to the Deep Racer device. But unfortunately, this deployments are getting stuck right here. Oh, we just restarted this daemon. Let's see. We know that works. Create a Lambda function. So maybe let's go back here and just see about the save part. We did that. We did this, and we didn't hit save last time. But now I've hit save. I'm going to go back to it. So we definitely saved it. Now that we've saved it, actions publish new version. We're going to call this version 2 and publish. And then we're going to go to create an alias. Alias we'll call... I don't think I have to recreate an alias, right? Create alias. Maybe I do. We'll just call this GG Hello World 2. Version is 2. Alright, and save. Yes, deploying Lambda to the deep racer. I think it's really cool too, especially if you had a lot. I think this would be really cool to just update the software that's going to run all at once. Because all the software we'll use for Alexa to communicate with Deep Racer will live in Lambda. So we'll just deploy to the edge device. I think it's going to be really nice. All right, configure the Lambda function for AWS IoT. Did I do this part? Oh yeah, we need to go to the... We'll go back and do this. Greengrass, then groups, then lambdas, then right here, we're going to edit. How do we change this version? Let's just delete this one. How do we delete this? Edit, remove version, confirm, add another version, Hello World 2, save it. That's good, that's good. Did we have to change anything here? I think we're all good on that. Oh, 25 seconds, that's right. 25 seconds. Lambda lifecycle, we make this infinite or indefinite, and update. All right. So we've done that. Now we have to go back to subscriptions. So we go subscriptions. We've done that part already. That's great. Let's go to deploy cloud configurations to a core device. All right, we're going to deploy this now to the Deep Racer. So group configuration page, group configuration deployments. Oh, look, that one completed. But I'm going to try to deploy again. So I think version 1 actually deployed. Completed, and a portmanteau of completed and deployed. We depleted the first function, version 1. Let's see if version 2 works. Oh, version 2 failed. That's interesting too. Why does it fail? Does it give us any... Oh, this is nice. Error state, referential integrity error. Hello World does not exist in group. So deployments. Let's go back to groups and lambdas. GG Hello World 2. Greengrass Hello World 2. That looks good to me. Let's go look at this configuration. 16 and 25. Everything else is good. That's good. Those are default. We're going to update. I mean, last resort is we'll just get rid of this group and try again. But I think this should work. Let's deploy it again. Groups, deployments. The group definition is invalid. Let's make sure that I read this right. Greengrass function, Hello World does not exist in group. But it sure seems like it does. Alright, that failed too. Not to worry. We're going to go back and destroy this group. I mean, maybe not the whole group. How do I get back? Manager groups. Alexa Racer group. Subscriptions, cores, devices. This group definition is invalid. Okay. Delete. Let's reset deployments. What happens if we do that? Clean up the resources so you can delete the green grass group. Oh, good. Yeah, we want that. Let's try this. Successfully reset. Okay. You would think you'd see a status update for that. Deployments reset. All right. So status update is in progress. As soon as that's done, we're going to try a redeployment. I think we just made it angry. There we go. By changing that version while one was already in deploy stage. So let's try this again. Deploy. If this doesn't work, then we'll delete the group. We'll redo it. And we'll be, I think we'll be back. We have a lot of colors on the screen. All right, it failed. Goodbye, group. Create a group. Let's see if we can do this. Alexa Racer group. Next. There's our core. It already exists. It hasn't really deleted it yet. Let's just call it Alexa Racer. Next. Next. That may have been the first one I tried. It's really not here, but there is some like eventual consistency probably. Alexa Racer. I'm gonna try this one more time. Already exists. Alexa Deep Racer. We'll go ahead and call it group. Oh, I don't like that. Because then it's going to call it group core, which is really weird. Alexa Deep Racer. And then we go core. All right. Create the group in core. Now we've got to fly through this. Well, I thought we'd get through part 2 today, but maybe we won't. Oh, we've got to do these PIMs again. That's quite annoying. All right, let's do that real quick. So I've got to go to terminal. We've got an SCP terminal. All right, SCP. Don't I have that saved somewhere? No. SCP downloads 3D. Oops, downloads 3D 4D. How's it not finding that? It's right there in downloads, 3D 4D. JB9 downloads. Alright, I don't know why it won't see that. Alright, so then we're going to go deep racer at 192.168.86.43. Home deep racer. A question from Courtney Sellers. Hey, how can we go about requesting additional wake word options like dot or dotty? That's a good question. Let's see. Alexa user voice. That's kind of cute. I like it for the dots especially. Alexa user voice right here. So there's probably one. Let's find this together real quick. Wake words. Customize wake word. Here we go. Go upvote this. It has 58 votes. I'll upvote it too because I like that idea. Why can't I paste that? Vote. All right. All right, I voted for that one too. I think that's cool, and I hope it works out. All right, let's go back to this, and let's go back to this. We have to do all this again, huh? I don't like this part. I wish I hadn't got. I wish I'd been a little bit more patient on that second deployment. This would have been all right. So we have to go to this tar. Where's the tar part? Figure. Did I do this part already? Tar. All right. So we're going to I'm going to go sudo tar xzvf, and the hash was 3d something, right? 3d 4dd dash c green grass. And that created a certs directory. So cd green grass certs. Let's get rid of the 8b's now. They're not valid anymore. So, oh, what happened? Sudo rm-r, or just rm 8b. Alright, now we have the 4 files we want. Okay, so that's good. We should be able to just jump back to this. Create a Lambda package. We've done that already. Configure the function for greengrass. Deploy. We can go back to deploys now. So let's go back to this. Alright. Deploy the cloud, yada yada yada. Let's restart this thing too. cd to core, no, to ggc core, and then sudo greengrass d stop, and we'll restart it. Now it's got it restarted with the new certificates, if that's even necessary. Alright, and then we go to the group. We have to add, so there's Alexa Deep Racer. We need to go to lambdas, and we need to do add a lambda. Use an existing. We want the, oh, it's hello world, right? GG hello world right there. Greengrass hello world. Next, we want this alias, hello world 2. We've got that. Perfect. Let's go configure this. We're going to change this to 25 seconds. If you're just joining, we've read these instructions like 2 or 3 times now. That's how I know all these. This isn't something I have locked in my brain for everything else. Alright, make it long-lived. Those are the 2 things we need to update. We go here. Now let's deploy this dude. So, groups and deploy. Automatic detection. Alright. I'm a little worried I forgot something. What did I forget? Configure this function. We added that to the group. We did that. These MQTT messages. Did I forget that? Subscriptions. Oh, it looks like it completed. Is that right? Where's the deployments? It completed. That's fantastic. All right. Subscriptions. Let's make sure this works. Add a subscription. The source is going to be a Lambda, right? And then it's Greengrass Hello World. And the target is going to be IoT Cloud. So service IoT Cloud, okay, that's good. Next topic is going to be hello/world. Next, and finish. Alright, the log settings. So we have to go to settings. Local log configuration is down here. We're going to edit. We're going to add another log type. We want both of these. Then we want update. And then we're going to hit save. Alright, so that's saved. Let's just see if this works now. So we can do a test, right? Verify it's running. So go to test. Oops. Where do we go? AWS IoT. AWS IoT console. Alright, test. Subscribe to topic. We're going to subscribe to hello-world. So remember the Lambda code we looked at? It's continually publishing every 5 seconds a message to this topic. So quality of service is 0. MQTT payload is display as strings. Okay. And then we hit subscribe. Alright, let's see. We should be seeing hello world popping in here. We should be seeing messages popping in here. If this Lambda function is running, how do we look at it? We go here and I don't know if I've mentioned how frustrating, is that the right word? Let's see. Oh, we were just in the alias. Yeah, this Lambda console can be sometimes. Alright, so we should be publishing client.publish. This lives on the device, so it lives on the deep racer. It should be publishing every 5 seconds to this topic, hello world. It's not doing it. I can publish here, and it pops up. Hello from console. Working, that's working, no problem. But subscribe to the topic. It's not showing up. All right, this is I've been in this situation before. Can we fix it in 2 minutes? Probably not. But here's where we start looking. First, we need to log in as the root, and then we need to do greengrass var log, and we'll look at system and tail runtime.log. Worker is ungracefully killed. So here are the logs that we need to figure this out. Why is it using 17 megs? Worker is ungracefully killed. Is it running every 5 seconds? Let's see. It is running every 5 seconds. Worker consumed all allocated memory. That's very strange. That means there's a loop in there? Is that... It shouldn't be consuming all that memory. That's a very small process. So that's something I definitely haven't seen before. And this is just a basic... And we could change the memory to what's that, 128? Oh, do we need to change this? No, that was fine as it was. Well, I don't know. This is a new one to me, so I'll have to figure this one out. This is the end of the our time together today, but I'll figure this out. Definitely a new problem I haven't faced yet. So when we come back in 2 weeks, we're going to continue on. We'll finish up this messaging part. I don't think it's going to take too much more. These should go pretty. I don't know. We'll get through module 3 and 4 probably for sure. But I want to be able to send messages within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So once we have messages set, this thing will go a lot faster. We'll start really getting to explore what we can do with the deep racer. Oh, I guess you couldn't see my screen. R2, hey, sorry I missed you, man. I'll be back in a couple weeks. If not, you can follow me on twitch.tv/jbnunn. Actually, I'm going to do some of this. I'll solve this problem on my stream. That'll be a fun way to do it. But we've got a problem here at the end with these logs, or with this this thing using too much memory, I think is the problem, which is really, really weird. But we'll figure that out. All right, well, thanks for joining. I had a good time hanging out with you. Thanks for your questions. Courtney, I hope your dotty wake word works out. That's really cool. And I hope you all have a great 3-day weekend if you get one. All right.